Animal, the first collaboration between sensational South director Sandeep Reddy Vanga and new North Indian superstar Ranbir Kapoor, has been making waves in the box office and on social media. Few films have done as well and inspired as much discussion. Between its admirers and detractors tearing each other apart on social media, I just felt compelled to share this review of Animal by one of India's most preeminent directors. This is Ram Gopal Varma's review of Animal, transcripted as it was uploaded on Google Docs. I went to see Animal after reading and watching quite a few reviews, and that's because after so many decades in filmmaking, I don't think I can watch a film just as a viewer anymore. And so, I made it a point for me to watch the film through multiple point of views. Loved what filmmaker Adrian Lyne, who made such classics as 9.5 Weeks, Fatal Attraction, Lolita, etc., once said in an interview that a film should not be merely liked or disliked by the audience members, but it should make them violently disagree and argue, which is what Sandeep Vanga achieved big time with Animal. Animal will be fought over so much after its box office run is over, and I truly believe it can trigger a cultural switch with its bare, naked honesty. I personally didn't care so much neither about the plot of the family rivalry nor even the father-son relationship, and that's because I missed the scene where Anil Kapoor talks very deeply to his wife about his son, which could have given me his emotional point of view. But I loved how Sandeep used those cliches as mere premises to create unique, never-before-seen scenes and also telling their content in a never-before-heard way, thus completely exposing the hypocritical moral standards of conventional filmmakers. The film startles you so many times, and that would also be because of the so-called slow pace and the long length criticized by many. But for me, that's what worked because the slow pace is what determines the unexpectedness. One of my favorite moments is when, against everyone's expectations, including me in the theatre, that he will come back with a baseball bat or something, he comes up with a machine gun. It's a cinematic gem. For me, the character of Ranbir hit me like a thunderbolt when he says a simple line, "Happiness is a decision," with a strange mix of both innocence and conviction. This line, I suspect, is the core mind of Sandeep in real, like many other dialogues. The long cinematographic and editorial build-up for Ranbir to say one line to his father, "I will destroy the world if anyone lays a finger on you," for me felt like showing the entire making of a cake before putting the icing on it, and I just loved that taste. The pre-interval fight scene mixed with Arjun Veli's song reminded me of the music video of Michael Jackson's Beat It. Though many would scoff at the treatment due to its breaking of a conventional nature, one should remember Ayn Rand's words, "Art is not what it is, art is also what it could be," and that's what truly makes Sandeep a true artist in the purest sense of the word. And that also explains some random comic scenes like the bra strap spanking, talking about sex with the doctors, etc., to name a few, which seemingly have no context, but what they really do is to subconsciously act as a sledgehammer to drive the protagonist's character into the viewer's heads. For me, the one thing I disliked is the fight with the masked guys in the interval block, which I know was loved by the majority, and neither did I like the body double sequence nor the climax airstrip fight where I felt were outside the tone of the film. In the sequence of the masked men killing the dupe, if the intention of the masks was to hide their identity, why would the main guy be off with the mask is the only time I was surprised with Sandeep. The sister beating Vijay after learning he killed her husband and him advising her after that is brilliant because Sandeep has taken the context far beyond what Francis Coppola did in the scene of Connie confronting Michael Corleone after learning he killed her husband Carlo. And in Animal, the highlight is he himself tells her. The villain Bobby's intro has to be the most original ever in film history because he's literally unveiled like a bride in a split screen effect. That's just genius. Another genius moment is when Vijay celebrates walking naked to make a statement on his perfectly regained health. Fuck. The only time I disliked Vijay's character is when he asks the mole to lick his shoe, and I think that's because the brilliant casting of that actress, which evoked an instant empathy on her the moment I saw her, and it only grew with every close-up of hers. Rashmika's confrontation scene on her asking him about condom usage is just a brilliantly written and executed scene, and I was bowled over with her performance. From the trailers, I was secretly worried about Ranbir going a little over the top, but this is the first time I, both as a filmmaker and just a viewer, after watching the film, I was completely not sure whether his performance is taking over the character or the character is making the performance work. But I have never ever seen more consistency in an actor's portrayal of a character in my entire career, except for that one single scene where he asks the mole to lick his shoe. More than him being physically naked in that one scene, he was emotionally naked throughout the film in his performance, which takes more strength of mind than just being physically naked. Varma continues, "Hey, I am Vanga Sandeep. Please send a photo of your feet so that I can touch them for the following reasons. 1. You completely shattered every rule of what all conventional filmmakers believed from the point of time the professional camera was invented. 2. Your film will force the film industry thinking into taking multiple turns and abandon their cliches. 3. From Alfred Hitchcock to Steven Spielberg to many directors of today who believe that both films and scenes should be as short as possible to make a point, you took your own sweet time and you cut their throats. I loved every second of your length, pun intended. Stars of all languages will aspire to have characters like this to perform, and this will give rise to a completely new set of writers and directors which will expand and stretch the film horizons. And above all, from the jump cut from Anil's last dialogue to the end titles camera zooming out shot showing Ranbir crying like a baby in Shakti Kapoor's lap, I want to kiss you on your mouth and lick Ranbir Kapoor's 2 feet."